Crowd 106 Middays, Bryhana here with the lovely and the beautiful Kehlani.
Hey.
So you said you were eating. You're a little tired, girl. What you been up to?
I mean, I'm a mom.
Yeah.
So I'm up. My morning starts hours before work starts.
Yeah.
So it's like I have a double morning.
Absolutely. So what does that morning look like for you now, especially like with balancing music and just like we're kind of finally getting out of the pandemic? What is mom like for you in the mornings?
Well, she wake me up by jumping on my head or turns over and says something hilarious. And then I have to get her to stop running in circles so that she can put on clothes so we can take the dog out to go use the bathroom.
Dope.
And then my cousin is calling me. After she takes the dog out, or we take the dog out, we get breakfast, I get coffee, and then I start my day.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope. Now, Kehlani, I know you're from Bay Area. I've never been to the Bay ever. What are like the top 3 things to do out there?
Eat tacos.
Okay.
You gotta go to the taco trucks.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going first when I get home.
Yeah.
People are kicking it heavy at the lake right now.
Uh-huh.
It's a nice place to be, so you could go to the lake. You can go see all the art. There's a lot of like really cool political art downtown that I think is nice.
So are you guys like known for like museums, or what are you guys best known for?
I think we're known for culture, but I wouldn't say it's like museum culture, but I think we have a lot of like political culture that's really cool.
Yeah. What are some things that you like to do? I mean, you live here in LA. Like, what do you like to do for fun?
I just like to do stuff with my kid.
Yeah.
Take my kid to Echo Park and like see the ducks. Parks in general. I like to hike.
Yeah.
I like to go to the beach.
That's
I
cool.
like a lot of regular like outdoor
Chill.
stuff. Yeah, real calm.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like during the pandemic too, we were able to kind of like sit down and just like be with our family and our friends. Like, what are some things that you did during the pandemic that were different than like your day-to-day like busy lifestyle?
I learned how to edit music videos.
Yeah.
So I learned how to direct. Well, I always kind of directed, but I really learned how to like do it from beginning to end. Everything from like putting the treatment together, budgeting, editing, actually putting the video together. And it started on as a joke on my MacBook.
Yeah.
And then became full-blown like productions with a team and equipment. So we did all that in the pandemic.
So what do you mean like by a joke?
Like I got drunk and opened my computer and got on iMovie and put a bunch of clips together and put it out like, and this was like in the beginning of the pandemic where like we really didn't understand how we were going to be able to like maneuver through it. And I put it out like, yo, I'm drunk, and I just put some clips together like I wanted to drop a video to my single that's out. Like nothing was going to stop it. Cool.
Right.
And then in order for it to not look super janky, we created a production company so that
That's
even the
dope.
makeshift videos would at least look like they were coming from all one organized place. And then we got booked by other artists and actually got budgets and like were able to hire really incredible people and like started like pumping out legitimate productions.
I feel like during the pandemic, a lot of us got very uncomfortable and started doing things that we don't normally do. And I think that that's dope that you like got into your director bag. Do you see yourself directing like Netflix, TV, movies if you haven't already?
I would hope to. I'm currently working on like an idea for a film project that I'm excited about, but I would love to do something with like a larger scale platform for sure.
Who would you say are like your favorite actors that you like to watch, or who you would want in like your movies?
My
or
favorite
TV?
actors? Oh my goodness. I mean, they're all like a lot older and a lot bigger than I would be able to put in like a film of mine.
We gotta manifest this. You feel me?
You know? But I think on the director tip, I'm more thinking of like who I'd want to shadow.
Okay.
Like as directors. I got my director name as like a knockoff from Hype Williams, so I definitely want to like see him go through the process of like a video.
Yeah. What's your director name?
It's Hyphy Williams.
Hyphy Williams.
So
That's
it's
dope.
like a funny knockoff, which he reached out and was like, I see the vibes. So there's a bunch of people that are like popping right now that I'm still like, can I shadow you on set? You know what I'm saying? Edgar. There's too many to count. DCam. I'm calling them all by their first names. They're my friends. I'm so sorry, but pretty much all my friends because I'm just super new to it. So like I really just want to get you know, really good from the people that care enough to teach me. So
what do you enjoy more, like the music video aspect, or like what type of videos do you like to like film and edit? Like what are you excited about?
I mean,
doing?
I've only done music videos so far, but they're very narrative based, so I think that's where my head is heading towards.
Right.
But I just never like to step onto a scene and act like I know more than I do. So I speak very minimally about it because I'm very new. So
yeah, and I saw that you've been posting a lot on TikTok. I feel like we really get to know who you are.
TikTok is hilarious.
I'm
starting to realize people take me serious on there, and I'm trolling. All my entire TikTok is me trolling, and people are like, "Oh, this is really her personality," and I'm like, I'm just joking. I'm being a little F-head on TikTok. So
you're so silly on there, and I feel like we really get to see your personality through that shine, which we appreciate. My sister is such a huge fan of yours. Like when I told her that I was sitting here interviewing you, she was like, "Oh my God, I love Kehlani." Like you have a lot of young fans who look up to you, so that's dope.
Well, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, and I saw that you went to the Met Gala and you were actually inspired like with your hairstyle from like a TikTok video, right?
Yeah.
So what was that experience like? Because this was your first Met, right?
It was really cool. I mean, I was just happy to, like, I never had, like, the Met on my list of things that I'm just, like, I have to do the Met Gala or else my career doesn't matter. I was just honored that I was able to go and people wanted me to be there. I went with Lewis Hamilton's table, which he went out of his way to purchase a table and fill it with a bunch of black designers and stylists that he believed in, and they picked who they wanted to come with them because he just felt like more black designers deserved really incredible spots at the Met Gala. And so really I was more happy to be a part of something that was so meaningful and meant way more that the designers and the stylists were there than necessarily meant that I was there. So I was just happy to be there and take part in uplifting what they were there for. So
yeah, so you being part of that movement, like how did they feel about just, you know, inviting you out there? Like I'm sure there was a lot of their first time
stoked. They were just like, I'm glad we're all it felt like heading to like a championship with a team who had never been to a championship before in their respective sport. Like everybody was like, every 5 seconds, everybody was like, we're so grateful to be here. Like, this is so cool. Like, I can't believe it. So honestly, I wouldn't have wanted my Met Gala experience to go any other way because it wasn't like I was just showing up for like a designer who had been there 1,000 times and this was just like another cool moment for them. I got to go with people and it was their first. So I was really just like honored to be in a room full of people that were so excited.
Yeah. I feel like that's a lot of people's bucket list, and to even be able to like watch you walk the carpet, you look so fire, your hair.
I was so shiny.
Yeah, you were so shiny. Like your daughter said, you like a moon. It was so cute. And by the way, you know, you and your daughter just so adorable. Like you could see you shining every single time you guys take a video and a picture together. What did she mean by you look like a moon?
I don't know. At first I was like, you trying to tell me like my head big or like I got some oil on my face, I'm shining. I have no idea. Kids really just be saying stuff. Like she's told me that her grandpa's an aquarium. Like she tells me bedtime stories, and sometimes I'll be like, where did you pick this up? Like last night it was, there's a cucumber and there was a pineapple and they were cold and they missed their mommy and you just had to go along with it. You know what I mean? Like,
so cute.
So it wasn't even like, I didn't take it as like, oh, this deep thing. Like she said, I look like the moon. It was like, she probably just knows what the moon is and was like, and just said it. But you know.
And I'm sure with the pandemic, it's been really hard for her because, like, I remember growing up, we were always, like, I'm from Chicago, so, like, we were always outside
playing
around other kids, you know, and how has it been for her?
I mean, she's only 2, so she's been both her first and her second birthday in the pandemic, so she really has no idea, like, what she's missing.
Yeah.
But we have a very close, tight-knit of a group of people with children, so like we make sure that the kids see each other, so at least they have like a small form of like social interaction. But it's definitely, she's at the age where she should be socializing more and she isn't getting that, but we try to make it as fun as possible with what we can do safely.
Absolutely. I saw something where the top of, I believe this year, you did like a tarot card reading. Is that something that, like, you do on your own? Like, you do the tarot card reading, or did you get it, like,
I pull cards for myself all the time. Yeah. It's a great medium and tool for anybody who is interested in strengthening their relationship with the powers around them. I suggest everybody find some sort of medium. You can use all kind of things to divine. So, you know, it's just mine.
I think
I don't do it for other people though.
You can't do it for other people?
I just won't. I just think that there's a lot of people who do something once and then are like, I'm going to call myself doing this as a title now. And then they just start going crazy and doing it for other people. And I think that I take eldership and craftsmanship and spirituality or what is the word when you like do it as a service? Like if you're doing something as a service spiritually, I feel like you should be really vetted and have had time and really doing it for real before you offer it to people, because you know it's just a respective thing. It's like a doctor. It's like spiritual doctors. You know, I wouldn't go to get a prescription from someone who wasn't like a legitimate pharmacist.
Right, exactly.
You know, so you know, one of those.
So I can relate because the top of the year I did the same thing because I've never done it before. I thought it was like something
it's a beautiful
that you hear about.
experience.
It really is. And then it told me that I was in a toxic relationship. I need to get out of it. So I'm like, yes, thank you.
And look at you. Did you free yourself?
I did. I feel like the moon now.
There we go.
I'm shining out here. You feel me?
There we go.
So I really love your song Altar. It's beautiful. The visuals behind it. I feel like it's a different Kehlani sound that we haven't experienced before. Can you just talk to us about the inspiration? And by the way, I love the dancing aspect of it as well.
You.
Yeah.
Sonically, I'm just at the point where I'm 6 projects in and like I can't be tied to the idea of like what my fans want from me, because they could just go press play on the 5 other projects that I dropped before. But I'm at the point where, like, if I don't do something that's cool to me, then it's, like, pointless to be making music. You know what I mean? So I really just wanted to have fun with this one. And it's on my album that's about to come out, there's a lot of stuff that's, like, it could have been on another project of mine, kind of. But, like, I flipped it, or, like, I took it another direction that, like, I just thought was, ultimately, I'm just making things that are cool to myself.
Yeah.
And then lyrically, the song is just about the relationship that you can have with people when they passed on, if you choose to service it and have discipline with it and take care of them the right way.
So what do you mean by that? Like, so have relationships with people who've passed away or
passed away.
Oh, okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, if you can take care of them, they'll take care of you. That's the short answer. If you can take care of them, they'll take care of you.
Oh, that's pretty deep. I didn't realize that. I'm like, hold on, I didn't know all that.
People thought I dropped a love song.
Yeah, we did. I'm like gonna ask you like, what type of like ideal wedding do you have? But this is like completely different.
Nah, this song's about dead people.
Yeah, this song's really about dead people. Okay. I didn't realize that. And I was so caught up in just like the dancing aspect. And I didn't realize you went to school for dance.
I did.
That's so dope.
Yeah, thank you.
I feel like when people think of Kehlani, they don't think like dancer right away. Yeah. And the fact that you went to school for that is so incredible. Are we going to see more of that in upcoming visuals?
Yeah, I stopped dancing for a while. And it was because I went on tour by myself for a little bit. Like just me and my DJ. Yeah. So for a while, like I wasn't dancing on stage. And then I stopped dancing in videos for a little bit because I was just like trying to have cool videos.
Right.
But yeah, I'll always bring it back. I think I'm just not like so pressed at every moment to be like, look what I can do. So sometimes I just want to tell a cool story and I just want to stand there and sing sometimes. Yeah. So yeah, I'm a dance. I'm a dance if the song's right and it makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Who would you say are like your top favorite like dancer, like artists?
Oh man, Janet Jackson.
For sure.
Of course. I'm actually loving everything Normani's doing. Like, it's insanity to me. Like, that girl can dance.
She really can.
Like, dance. And I'm going to keep it current, too, with my... I mean, I could also go Beyonce and, of course, like, the obvious, like, you know, older artists. But Tinashe is amazing. I recently saw her live. We've always been, like, cool peers. But I saw her live at... Made in America, and just her dancing and singing was incredible too. So I'm gonna shout out to Normani and Tinashe.
Yeah, Chloe too. Like,
it's insane. Dancing and singing is coming back.
Right,
it's like a thing. I want to see a boy do it.
Yeah,
I really want to see a boy do it. I feel like boys used to really dance and sing, and like now we have like not really anyone current that's like dancing and singing.
But it's good that us females are, you know, top tier right now.
Oh yeah.
Showing them how it's done, always. So for this upcoming album, do we have any artists that we can name drop on who's going to be in the album?
I'm not telling anybody anything, We're too far out, but I hope you enjoy it when the time comes, and I'll be back with my next single to do this again, probably with my feature, so you'll find out then.
Yes. And I love the song. I like that. We play that all the time with you and T-Pain, the collab between you two. My DJ PJ, got to shout him out, because whenever I play that song, what's that, PJ? Whenever we play the song, he just lights up. And I'm like, all right, we got to do it big. So when we introduce the song, like, he smiles, we dance, is a good vibe. So how did that collaboration between the two of you come about?
Man, he just reached out and was like, yo, we'd known each other already. And he was like, I'm doing a remix. Like, I'm flipping Buy You a Drink. And my mind just exploded, because I was like, what? I'm only 26 years old, so Buy You a Drink was like my middle school, high school, like,
same
world. Like, to this day, we drop it in the car and everybody knows what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, of course. And I just knocked out the verse super fast, and he couldn't believe it, but I couldn't believe it. So it was this back and forth of like, I was like, why are you even freaked out that I did the verse? Like, he couldn't believe it. And I think that this speaks to how we don't always acknowledge people that we consider to be legendary or just consider to be like pivotal people in the music industry enough, because I had to convince T-Pain he was T-Pain so many times throughout our linking, our linkage, our linkery, because I just kept having to be like, of course I did the verse. Like, I hope anybody you called for this verse right now would have done it in the same amount of time that I did, because you're T-Pain. Like, and he was like, nah, like, you're Kehlani. And I was like, no.
You're T-Pain.
You're T-Pain. Like, you got hits. You got cultural defining hits. So shout out T-Pain. He's the best.
He is the best. Is there anybody that you haven't worked with that you want to in the upcoming future?
I want to work with Tame Impala.
Ooh, okay.
Badly.
Tammy, who else?
The Beach House.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of alternative stuff lately, so
I like that.
And Hiatus Coyote. That's my 3.
Dope. Is there anything that we missed that we didn't touch on, or something that you want to tell your fans?
I love y'all. Watch out for the album. Hey.
Yes. I want to tell you a crazy story, right? So before we head out, don't be scared. So in college, you're just probably going to be shook. So in college, you and I had a mutual friend. You first moved out here, and I guess you just got signed to Nick Cannon. And I was playing your records on my college radio station.
Oh, nice.
And you were so excited. We used to FaceTime with that person. The person's irrelevant. Doesn't matter. They're from Chicago. And you were, like, in a relationship with them.
In Chicago?
Yes. You guys lived together out here.
We didn't live out here. We lived in the Bay.
Oh, yeah, you lived in the Bay. But, I think you were just starting with Nick.
Yeah.
Fast forward, Nick Cannon's now my co-host, and here I am interviewing you.
Wow. Yeah. That's a trip.
That's
Full
crazy.
Circle.
Full circle.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So much love to them, and much love to you. We're excited to see your career take off, as it always has, and your records and your album dropping in December.
Thank you. Appreciate you.